Our 17th and final race of the day is about to get underway on 100% full power. So, Project E20 and the Deutsche Elektrokart-Meisterschaft now go into battle for their first final of the weekend. They'll have a pre-final, they'll have a qualifying practice, a pre-final and a final tomorrow.
Soll es dafür dann auch die verschiedenen Klassen geben, Mini, Nitro und so weiter?
So, here is the grid for our final, with Luca Vloma taking the win in the pre-final a bit earlier on. Axel Laflamme from Great Britain will be alongside. Joel Mesch and Diego Stifter round out row number 2. Sebastian Kraft and Elijah Alessandro Saya will round out row number 3. Then we will have Valentin Wiesender and Philipp Wieskirchen on row 4 with Mika Mosika and Ellis Spiezia rounding out the top 10 with Jasmin Stein and our guest driver for this weekend in the E99 representing Germany, Kartmagazin.de's Björn Niemann. So once again, we will have, as per the DEKM regulations, a standing start. With speeds approaching 130 or so kilometers an hour coming out of the final corner whilst engaging the boost function. A maximum power output with instant torque delivery of around 24 kilowatts from this in-house project that was developed in Austria with BRP Rotax, with Sodi providing the modified Sigma chassis to accommodate the control units and the electric direct drive powertrain. So we wait for the green flag to wave at the back, which it is doing now. Lights are on, we are off and away, and it is a good start. This time Axel Laflamme gets a really good run, goes side by side and hits wheels with Luca Vloma, going into turns 1 and 2 for the first time. As they now head to turn 4, Laflamme goes round towards the outside of Vloma, it looks like. But Vloma keeps the lead for the moment as Wieskirchen goes through and up into what is going to be 6th position, nearly loses out in the meantime. It's a very different proposition from an internal combustion engine to an electric drivetrain, where you don't have the kind of modulation that you can use on an internal combustion engine, as they now filter their way through into turn 11 for the first time. Vloma leads, Laflamme in second. And it looks like Diego Stifter from Italy and Joel Mesch ran out the top 4 positions, followed by Elijah Alessandro Saya. We will now see how these drivers get an opportunity to move up the order as they filter their way through. So Laflamme looks a little bit closer this time to Vloma, and the Brit did have an opportunity to try and get past on the final lap going through turns 3 and 4, but it was not close enough. Björn Niemann rounding out the field, even though he was 1.4 seconds off of pole position in qualification earlier on this morning. I did ask him how with the ribs. He said it's fine, but now the G-forces with the neck muscles are definitely getting a bit tired as the day goes on. Top 4 looking a lot closer, as is the battle for 5th and 6th position, with Wieskirchen rounding out the top 7 positions. Spiezia from the USA up into 8th place ahead of Wiesender. As now Axel Laflamme goes for the lead up the inside of Vloma into turn 3, nicely done. And that now allows the likes of Stifter and Mesch to try and close up. As there's another battle very much on the case for what is 8th position, as there's a nice send up the inside. I think that was Spiezia being passed by Wiesender through into turn number 6. But the top 4 now, as we have Joel Mesch trying to go up the inside of Diego Stifter into turn 11 and makes the move and makes it nice and clean. And then the battle just behind, you've got Kraft, Saya and Wieskirchen. And then you've got a 4-way scrap just behind with Spiezia, Wiesender, Mosika, Stein, with Björn Niemann just watching it all unfold just up ahead. But then looks like Joel Mesch has got past into 3rd place, past Stifter from Italy. Now Vloma trying to close up on Axel Laflamme to try and assert and retake the lead from the Brit. And came 2nd best in the pre-final earlier on. And I have to give credit to the whole team at the DEKM and IK Media for having a quick turnaround to bring all the equipment here from Kerpen directly. So this is their halfway point of the season, with the 16th to the 18th of October being their final round this season. It was a shortened calendar due to obviously the current situation, reference the pandemic, but also equipment. There's now Mesh still trying to fend off Stifter. It's a little bit further back. Looks like there's a great move up the inside. Well, that was a good attempt there by Spiezia from Hoboken, New Jersey in the United States, just 14 years of age. And I was having a good chat with his parents earlier on today, and they said, yeah, he went to the Lucas Oil School over in the United States and competed over there. Knows a very a young driver by the name of Emily Linska, who I know who lives about an hour and a bit away from me in southeast England, and she's currently over there competing in that championship. But Axel Laflamme still keeping the head down. 6 minutes and 46 seconds still to go, plus an additional lap. Laflamme still trying to hold on. Vlerma looking to close. There's now third and fourth still line astern, trying to head into the braking zone for turn 4. 5th, 6th and 7th, which is being rounded out by Vizkirchen in the E95. Still having a great battle there. So 6 minutes and 15 seconds still to go. Vlerma looks to be closing on Laflamme and retakes the lead through into turn number 11. As Laflamme tried to get through to the corner and rotate the car, the back end stepped out to the right-hand side. But now he's on the back bumper. He's going through to turn 13. It's a nice switchback attempt a couple of corners later. They're now going to hit the boost button. It's nearly side by side between the two for the lead. But Laflamme keeps in front of Vlerma. Now they head into turn 3. Down into turn 4 as, oh my goodness me. I think that was a change for second, and Vlerma now drops down into third position. Now goes to retake the place. And that would have been on Joel Mesh, who tried to go up the inside of Vlerma. As Mesh is the points leader, having come into this round earlier on this week on 68 points, 17 points ahead of Sebastian Kraft, with Axel Laflamme and Luca Vlerma rounding out the top 4 positions in the overall standings. Now Laflamme has an opportunity to try and get away. He can use that boost button to his advantage coming out of the final corner to put the power down. And when you're talking about speeds of 130 kilometers an hour and 0 to 100 kph acceleration times equaling the Porsche 911 Turbo, that's pretty quick performance, especially when Porsche Motorsport are involved with this project. And the winner of the championship gets an opportunity to drive a brand new Porsche 718 Cayman GT4 Club Sport, and they will also have some training courtesy of Porsche, some relevant training possibly to help to advance their careers. Porsche is one of the mainstay manufacturers within Formula E, along with the likes of Mercedes-Benz, BMW. So Laflamme has about 4 minutes and 18 seconds still to go. In the final, the first of 2. The last one tomorrow will close out the action here at Wackersdorf. As now, it is getting very, very close indeed, as Joel Mesh trying to close up on Luca Vlerma. Igor Stifter still rounding out the top 4 at the minute. And a little bit further back, you've got quite a few other drivers. I think you've got the likes of Alessandro Saya in the E15. Sebastian Kraft from Switzerland, so quite a few drivers still, and it looks like that Kraft is up into 5th position already. So Elijah Alessandro Saya rounds out the top 6. Philip Vierskirchen in the E95 entry still rounds out the top 7. Looks like it's Valentin Wiesender rounding out the top 8, with Ellis Spiezia from the US rounding out the top 9 ahead of Jasmin Stein from Germany in the E17. Mika Mosika rounds out the top 11 positions, with Bjorn Niemann still able to keep a relatively good form of pace. His best lap so far was a 51.740, which in layman's terms is effectively 1.4 seconds off. Well, That's a good effort from the E99, our guest driver here this weekend. But Axel Laflamme is pulling away. He's got about a half-second advantage in the lead. Vlerma still in second. It's looking pretty close at the top four, if I'm completely honest, as looks like Philipp Wieskirchen is being dropped by Sebastian Kraft and Elijah Alessandro Saya, as now Jasmin Stein closes on the back bumper of Alice Schmiezia, who looks over the right shoulder as they go through turns 13 and 14. But the American stays ahead for the moment. 2 minutes and 20 still to go as the leaders now make their way through into turn 5, now into 6. And then the triple right hander at 7, through into 8, into 9, and then before they go into the 90 left at 10. A little bit of curb taken there by Axel Laflamme in the E7, still leading with 2 minutes to go. Fastest lap of the race so far has been shown as a 46.733, but we've seen times around about 49.5, especially by Axel Laflamme in the pre-final. But it is about keeping the battery charge to its optimum, saving a little bit, just to make sure that the PMSM motor system actually keeps going. And that is the thing with electric racing. You have to strategize. You find the opportunity. You can use the boost button as an attacking and defensive mechanism, a bit like attack mode over in ABB Formula E. The same principle is applied here, but you don't have to go through a specific zone to do so. You have a button on the steering wheel. So very soon, they'll come round to complete another lap. We're on to lap number 12. Laflamme still leading. Vlerma, Mesh, Stifter rounding out the top 4, as Vlerma now has Mesh for close company, 4-second position. They cross the line with around 50 seconds left on the clock. So the time could be very, very nip and tuck depending on how quickly the drivers get round the circuit. Through into turn 5 and then into 6 as Vlerma goes defensive. And Vlerma's now having to make that ultimate decision of whether he sacrifices the win to keep second and puts himself into contention in terms of the point standings. So time now ticking away. 15 seconds on the clock as they come through turn 12. Top 4 have pretty much been within each other's sights all the way through this race, as Laflamme will get the final lap board. So the Brit goes on to the final lap. Vlerma in second, Mesh in third. Stifter, Kraft, Alessandro Saya, Wieskirchen. Then it's Wiesender, Spiezia, Stein. Well, it looks like Stein is still in 10th position. Mosika and Niemann. As now, we've got a great battle here. That is between Kraft and Elijah Alessandro Saya, as now the top 4 make their way towards the 2 last right hand, the 2 hairpins for the final time. And it was the opportunity that presented itself when Axel Laflamme got past Luca Vlerma and has not looked back. Round the final couple of corners they come. This time, it doesn't wait for Luca Vlerma. It's Axel Laflamme from Great Britain that wins the final on day 1 of competition for the DEKM. Luca Vlerma takes 2nd position ahead of Diego Stifter. Well, no, it was Jon Mesh with Diego Stifter taking 4th as the E95 of Philipp Wieskirchen pulls to the side just past the finish line. Taking 7th behind the 5th place driver Sebastian Kraft with Valentin Wiesender. Alice Spiezia, Jasmin Stein, Mika Mosika and also Björn Niemann round out the 12 strong. But Axel Laflamme goes into tomorrow with a bag full of confidence here in the Deutsche Elektrokartmeisterschaft.